Hey there, how are you going? Good to see you here on Gecko, where it's now time to cruise away with Joe and Derek for 30 minutes of high-octane glitz and glamour as we take to the high seas with incredible chances to see the world. This time, we're focusing on trips to Europe.
We certainly are. We've got your choice of heading over to Rome for a stay and cruise around the Med with Royal Caribbean on Odyssey of the Seas for October. Or maybe you'd like to swap winter here for summer in the Med for July next year to stay in Barcelona and then cruise the Mediterranean in laid-back comfort with Holland America Line.
Quite some choice. And here's another tempter for our first offer as we set sail with the newest cruise line there is. Vibrant and fun Virgin Voyages. And that's cruising with a real twist, the Virgin twist. Now, we're off to the Med, but we're meeting the ship in Miami. So let's start our 21 nights on the 1st of May next year by flying Sydney to Miami. And you've got to hit South Beach, right? So let's stay here in a hotel for 2 nights. Oh, yes, I tell you what, you will fall in love with South Beach. The vibes, the architecture, the salsa, the incredible food and cocktails, the art. There is so much on offer. And of course, you can head further afield to Wynwood Art District in Miami. You can take a cruise of Miami Harbor, do a spot of shopping in Dolphin Mall, Bayshore, Adventura Mall. Head on over to perhaps Fort Lauderdale to visit famed Las Olas Boulevard or the Florida Everglades, where you might spot an alligator or two. But let me tell you, this is so glamorous and gorgeous, you'll just want to come back. So it's a great little taster for you. After we've enjoyed our fabulous Miami stay, it's time to set sail on the Scarlet Lady. Now, you're going to be on board for 15 amazing nights as you set foot on really the pinnacle of new cruise lines, Virgin. And Virgin has its very own stamp. It's very Virgin-esque. Okay, you know the brand, and many of us are familiar with the brand Virgin Australia, for example, the airline, and there's so many other Virgin products in the world.
Well, they got their record store on board, of course, as well. And actually, this is Virgin's Virgin, because this is the very first of what is now 4 ships with the Virgin fleet. And she launched in 2020, actually. Yeah. Literally the month before the pandemic started, Virgin Voyages was born.
Yes.
So it kind of got born and then had to sort of sit to one side for a little while. But I tell you what, they have come back with such a vibrant offering on board. I mean, entertainment, like, I can't even start to tell you what the entertainment is going to be like, but it is a far cry from sitting in neat rows in a theatre and enjoying traditional, cruise entertainment. It's totally different.
The Virgin stamp, the Virgin edge. Now, you've got 20 restaurants on board, all of which are included. You do not have to pay any additional fee for specialty dining because they're all special and they're all included. You've got soft drinks included as part of your cruising fare. Wi-Fi is included. Gratuities are included. Fitness classes as well. Last time I was on a cruise, I spent $25 on my fitness class. So all of these things add up. It's brilliant. You're going to love the fact that you don't have to really budget for much, other than perhaps get yourself a bar tab, they call it, if you want to get out any alcoholic drinks. You can prepay those, or you can pay as you go. There's options for you. So I love this. And of course, there's always entertainment on offer. Like you mentioned, they have a fabulous thing called Scarlet Night. They do parties in the atrium, all the favorites like silent disco, game shows, they'll all be part of it as well, but with the very own unique Virgin brand that makes things fun and fabulous.
Yeah, and when we say party, we really do mean party as well. You're on board for 15 nights. We're cruising out of Miami.
Yes, indeedy. And we're straight into, after a few days at sea, Gran Canaria in the gorgeous sun-drenched Canary Isles off of Europe, in between Europe and Africa. They have a wonderful climate all year round. Very geothermal as well. You might want to head to see some of the landscapes there. And then Tenerife with its Mount Teide National Park, where they've done lots of filming. It looks like the lunar landscape. It's really interesting, and they have great beaches in the Canary Islands too. So with the volcanic black sands and some of the parts of the island. Then it's Casablanca in Morocco. Wow, world famous, of course, for the movie. You might want to head to the gorgeous Hassan II Mosque. The Central Market, or the souks as they're called, are definitely a place that are top of the list in this part of the world. Then beautiful Valencia awaits, Spain's third city, with those those incredible medieval turrets welcoming you in on 4 areas of the old town, which is gorgeous, and Le Oceanographique, which is an amazing modern structure. Then we're going to disembark in Barcelona, and we have 2 nights in a hotel in the Catalonian capital, one of the most enchanting and cultural cities in Europe. Of course, very well known for its amazing architecture of Antonio Gaudi. There's the Sagrada Familia, for example. You can head up to the mountains and see his incredible work in the Parque Güell. There it is. And he has 3 buildings called the Trio of Discord, which are also a must-see. Then there's beach and mountains to visit. You have the Montjuic Mountains with a theme park at the top, no less, and Barceloneta Beach off of the La Ramblas. It's such an amazing city. After you've enjoyed Barcelona, sadly, it's time to go home. But you would have had an amazing trip, and of course, your flights back to Sydney are included. Wow.
It's funny as well because your Virgin cruise here, because, you know, this is what we call a repositioning cruise, where a cruise ship is moving from one part of the world to another to start another cruising season. So this is going from Miami over to Europe. So actually it's almost like 2 cruises, because if you think about it, you've got a good chunk of sea days as you go across the pond from Miami to the Canary Islands. And that's like 1 cruise on its own, if you think about it, that chunk of sea days, which is really good because you get to relax and you get to party guilt-free as well without having to miss out on port. So it means that you can party through to the wee small hours. You don't have to, by the way, it's not compulsory, but you can. And then you can kind of lay in the next day, or, you know, you can do the payback the next day and, you know, go to the gym and all of that kind of thing. And then the second half of that cruise is your port. So there are places to visit. And then, of course, at the end, you've got Barcelona, which is such a vibrant city anyway, which you'll just love exploring and seeing everything it has to offer. So a very, very exciting trip for May in next year. Included in the price I'm about to give you, it's a whopper of a price. I tell you, a really, really good one, this one. Your flight from Sydney over to Miami, you've got 2 nights in a hotel there, then that 15-night cruise. It's one of the longest Virgin Voyages itineraries that there is right now, on the Scarlet Lady, going across the Atlantic from Miami to the Canary Islands, Morocco and Spain, ending in Barcelona. That's where you leave Scarlet Lady, but you've got 2 nights there in a hotel and then the flight back to Sydney. Yeah, I knew this was going to be a brilliant, brilliant price tag. You have to see it. This is stunning. Let me tell you, when Virgin Voyages first launched, like anything in life, when something new launches, it takes a bit of a while to bed in, and pricing, you know, kind of settles down after a while as well. When Virgin Voyages first launched, and I'm sure they, you know, that they would quite agree with me if they were here right now, and I say this with all due love and respect to them, but that might be just the cruise price on its own. No flights, no stays, that's how much we would be asked for just the cruise itself. So it shows you the value that you've got here. By dealing with us here at CruiseAway, we work together with Virgin Voyages. We've been taking a journey with them together since they launched in 2020. And here is the net result. You are lucky, lucky people, you know. You can put a low deposit on this as well. Just $1,500 each today, locks in that price tag. And listen, you look right the way through our website. I don't think there will be a longer Virgin Voyages itinerary than the one you've got in this package. Let's have a look at the upgrades then, because you can upgrade to the most incredible, what they call rock star suites on board the Virgin ships as well, where you can have a grand piano that you can dance upon, and multiple rooms and guitars of the rich and famous around the rooms. All kinds of things are possible on Virgin. They really do. They break the bounds of all the other cruise lines, let me tell you, and they're super exciting. If you want to know more about the ship, all the details are on our website, cruiseaway.com.au. They are fantastic. Right, okay, don't forget, the only place you need for a cruise offer with a difference is with us here at CruiseAway. We're here every day on Gecko, 10 in the morning, 1 and 4 in the afternoon. And our next trip over to Europe is an Explorer cruise with Holland America Line, and 2 exciting city stays. Now, it's 26 nights all told, and it starts on the 17th of July next year, and we're flying from Sydney over to Barcelona. and we're going to have 2 nights in a hotel there. Barcelona, honestly, is the most incredible of cities. What I will suggest, on top of Joe's suggestions from earlier, is they have the most amazing hop-on, hop-off bus that goes round and round and round Barcelona and will take you to all of the sights and sounds. Because one of my highlights of Barcelona, and everyone laughs at me when I say this, is the most spectacular roundabouts that they have, with massive plantations and fountains everywhere. You'll be taking pictures literally, you know, street by street.
Yeah,
it's stunning.
It's a very special city. And of course the tapas, delicious.
Oh yeah.
Tapas and cava.
Paella.
Paella. Oh yeah, you'll
Yum,
eat
yum,
like
yum.
a king. But you'll eat even more like a king or queen when you're on board the ship. And we're going to be on board the Amsterdam for 20 nights. Beautiful vessel. She's part of Vista class, and home from home is what I describe Holland America as. And I worked with almost a decade with this company, so I have a real fondness for the brand. And everything from the service you'll get on board, and it's friendly but not overwhelming or over the top. It's genuine. It's, you know, real genuine smiles left, right, and centre around when you look around the ship. People really love working there, and you really will love voyaging with Holland America Line. The ships are smaller capacity for a very good reason. They want it to be more intimate cruising. You're not going to find 6,000 or 7,000 passenger ships with them. It's always less than 3. A little bit of shopping perhaps in the boutiques. So don't forget that whilst you're cruising on board, you know, cruise ships of the world, you have incredible shopping experiences, and tax and duty free often as well. So do check out what they have on offer. When it comes to cooking, oh yeah, culinary delights await you with the executive chef and the party planning team. They do a great program where you can learn about, you know, creating some delicious dishes. Enrichment is an important and powerful part of the cruise line brand. Everything from art auctions through to seminars and interactive game shows you will find on board. Absolutely, and you can take your pick.
Talking of art as well, they have their own Rijksmuseum at sea on board the Amsterdam as well, which is incredible. So if you are a bit of an art lover, then that is on board for you as well, which I think is just brilliant. Again, it's just another offering. It's another kind of home from home. It's something different for your holiday. That's exactly what you want.
And you can take your artwork home you create during the Rijksmuseum experience as well. Our first port of call is Cannes. This is the gateway to the beautiful French Riviera, where you can see at your fingertips, you have Nice, Monte Carlo, Monaco. You have also got Saint-Tropez, not too far away. You can take a train journey easy between these destinations. Portofino's up next, which is a stopping off point for lots of lovely Italian cities, but Cinque Terre is the most charming area. So many people visit. You've got 5 neighbouring towns in close proximity, which are all lovely. Then it's Livorno, which is very close to beautiful Florence, because we're in Tuscany here, which is adorable. You have also got the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and you're not too far from Cinque Terre itself as well. The Uffizi in Florence is amazing though. Civitavecchia, this is the gateway to Rome and has been the port city for Rome for hundreds of years. And of course you can visit the Eternal City, over 3,000 years of history, Vatican City, Sistine Chapel, Spanish Steps, you name it. Valletta is up next, which is an incredible island on a big granite rock. You can visit the Blue Grotto, you can head to the Hagar Kim, or you can go to St John's Cathedral or enjoy some market shopping downtown. It's a charming port. Then we're on to La Golette, which is brilliant. And what you'll get to see here is lots of incredible ancient ruins. And I know a lot of you do venture over to Europe because you want to see the history and culture. This is one of your ports where you'll see it. Githyon in Greece is next. Maybe it's a beach day after all you're exploring that you're going to enjoy, or perhaps you'll head up to the Githyon Lighthouse for some lovely panoramic views. Either way, you just can't fault a day's sightseeing in this port. Talking of sightseeing, Piraeus, Greece, this is gateway to the ancient city of Athens. Over 3,000 years of history. The incredible Acropolis and Parthenon are a must. You have to go to the museum if you can as well. Then we're into Corfu, which is a very charming port. Lots of lovely beaches in Corfu. They actually have an English cricket pitch, which was very interesting. You have the Aquilan Palace. Great market shopping if you're wanting to pick up souvenirs while you're there as well. Then it's Dubrovnik. This is such a charming city. You'll be in awe around every corner at this walled city, let me tell you. It is really striking and utterly beautiful. Then it's time for a little change of pace as we head to Split, Croatia, and I love the differences between these ports too. Croatia has great boutique shopping and also boasts incredible beaches. They are stunning. Crystalline ocean. It's perfect for snorkeling as well. We have an overnight in Trieste, Italy, which is lovely. You can head to the Roman Forum while you're there, or the San Giusto Cathedral, perhaps head over to Borgo Teresiano, but you can head to Venice very easily from this port also, hence the overnight opportunity there for you. Brilliant. Venice has got so much to offer, of course. Korčula in Croatia is next. How wonderful that we get to explore all these Croatian ports. You have ancient caves, you have beautiful beaches, you also have, lots of natural wonders awaiting you. Kotor in Montenegro is next on the list for you. There's a spectacular hike up to the castle, which I'd recommend if you're fitting well. If not, there's loads of other tours that you can do that will be inclusive of everybody's level, shall we say. Finishing off in fabulous Athens, where we have 2 nights in a hotel. Brilliant. How nice to explore a little bit more of Athens than I know we've visited already on the cruise. However, I think, even a week, 2 weeks is not long enough in Athens because there's so much to see. But this is just a perfect little cap off to your wonderful adventure. And I take a trolley tour if you can around the old town, and it's a really nice way to see it. Wandering from ancient ruin to ancient ruin, you'll definitely want to pick up some spectacular street food along the way. Some of my favourites are the spanakopita that you can grab on the streets. And
the what?
Spanakopita, which
What's
is
that?
it's the phyllo pastry with the feta and spinach. So delicious.
Lovely.
Of course, we know how popular this is in Oz as well, but you've got to eat it in the traditional Greek way whilst you're over there for sure. This is an overview of your itinerary, visiting so many amazing ports around Europe. Wow.
Good reason to go back to a place for a second time sometimes. Imagine you'd been on your day in Athens on the cruise, and then you'd met a couple later that night when you'd set sail again, and they told you all about the spanakopita and you'd missed it. On this trip, you get to go back and enjoy it and get the recipe as well.
I'm obsessed.
Yeah, incredible. Well, food's such an important part of a holiday, isn't it? And actually, imagine all the different kinds and types of food you'll be learning about and enjoying as part of this holiday as well, not just on the cruise, but in the ports as well. So this is July next year. Low deposit again available on this one, just $1,000 each today. And that will include the flight from Sydney over to Barcelona, 2 nights in a hotel there, and then your fabulous cruise with Holland America Line on the Amsterdam, cruising the Mediterranean. Fantastically fascinating itinerary as well, with 15 different ports, ending in Piraeus, the port for Athens, where you step off and then stay 2 nights in an Athens hotel before your flight back to Sydney. And your price tag on this one, with a low deposit, again, it's worth locking in today because those prices, honestly, the price of everything around the world is forever increasing. So we're locking in now with our $1,000 each deposit, a price tag that if you grab it now, can't move. That's it. It's all sorted, and you can break down the cost of that holiday as well, as I'll show you in just a moment with Travel Pay Later. But let's look at the upgrades first for the cruise as well. So ocean view, balcony and suite prices are there for you. Any questions, by the way, you have on this one, just call the team on 1300 412 358. We will be more than happy to help. And don't forget, Travel Pay Later allows you to split the cost down into 6 or 12 equal payments with no extra interest, just an admin fee there, and very easy to sign up. So again, talk to the team, 1300 412 358. Right, you lucky people. Incredible opportunities, and there are many more on our website, of course. Wherever you want to travel around the world, we will find you that holiday. CruiseAway.com.au. is our website address, and it's well worth going and having a look, actually, because unlike a lot of travel websites where you have to wait and wait, loading, buffering, that's the word, isn't it? With our website, you literally just click the deal and there it is. It's as simple as that. Right, let's move on because we're running out of time. Next up, the ultimate family trip as we take to the high and mighty Royal Caribbean fleet and take an odyssey around the Med for October this year. Our 16 nights starts on the 7th of October, and this time we're flying Sydney over to Rome for a 3-night stay there. Brilliant family place to go to, Rome, actually, because it's got lots and lots of attractions. It's not all about the historical, sort of main feature sites. It's just a lovely place to be, actually. Yeah. It's good for shopping as well, I have to say, because Italians just have this knack, don't they, of just whatever they're wearing, they just look so well put together. I don't know whether it's, the fashion, because it is pretty much the fashion capital of the world, Italy, anyway, isn't it? But wonderful leather goods, shoes, handbags, everything. You will find it all in Rome and so much more. And then it's time to cruise, and it's time to cruise fun, and everyone's going to look forward to being on board Odyssey, Joe.
It's just the fun capital, isn't it?
Yeah.
Royal Caribbean.
Yeah.
Odyssey, what a ship. She's Quantum Ultra Class, launched in 2021. So you have the North Star, which reaches heights as high as Sydney Harbour Bridge.
There it is.
Yeah, it's great. And it pivots around the ship. It's really fun. You have got zip lining. You've got Ripcord by iFly, which is actually where you can do indoor skydiving on a ship.
So
at
good.
sea. I mean, just get that into your head for a moment.
Honestly. Because if you wouldn't skydive in real life, jumping out of a plane and all of that, which, I don't think I would either, that simulator gives you a real idea of how it would feel. Yeah,
and you've got the Wave Runner as well, so you can ride the waves and learn to surf without the scariness of the big ocean, maybe.
Yes.
And that's my way to learn, I tell you.
And you've also got the solarium where you can just escape from all of the activity and just be as horizontal as you like and just enjoy. It's like an oasis in there. It's just fantastic.
There's lots of nooks and crannies around the ship where you can just be silent and still and away from everything else. And that's the great thing about a large vessel is there will be an adults only area as well that you can go up to. There's tons of options. Really, it is utterly amazing.
Do you know the thing I love though, and we're just seeing elements of it right now, is that the grown-ups are allowed to do things that they haven't done for years, like bumper cars. You're allowed in those as well. And the roller skates, do the roller disco. You have to wear a helmet these days, health and safety. But you can do the roller disco as well. You can do it, with the kids, with the whole family. That's the brilliant thing about a Royal Caribbean cruise. There is something for everyone.
Cocktails after that, not before, for sure. Right, we're into Chania, Greece is our first port, which is a wealth of history and culture. You've got an incredible archaeological museum to visit whilst you're there, alongside the Nautical Museum, but Crete has got so many ancient ruins. Then we're on into Kusadasi, talking of ancient ruins, for the ancient city of Ephesus. Now, this is an absolute must day trip. Take your excursion to Ephesus, with the ship. It's very easy to do it, and you will be awestruck at this city. Then we're on to Mykonos, Greece. This is a lovely contrast from maybe the heavy intensive sightseeing in the other ports, as it's very relaxing, it's absolutely beautiful, and they have some fabulous shopping options as well whilst you're there. Next up, it's Limassol in Cyprus. We don't often see this on itineraries, and Cyprus really is an amazing island. You have the two sides, which you can visit, the Turkish and Greek side, but you've also got, look at the mosaics on offer, absolutely amazing museums. Rhodes is next, and again, this is a real epicenter for ancient civilization. So you've got lots of well-preserved ruins, including the Acropolis of Lindos, to visit whilst you are there. And the Valley of the Butterflies is lovely too. Then it's Piraeus for ancient Greece and modern Greece as well, because you've got that lovely juxtapose, and it's a real kind of hustle-bustle vibe in Athens. I love the noise and excitement around every corner. You never know what you're going to get. We're into Naples next, and this is, well, you do know what you're going to get in Naples. It's Pompeii, the ancient city that was buried under dust and ash for millennia. Now, also, you can visit Herculaneum whilst you're there, Vesuvius, the volcano that started it all, or Capri. So much to see and do, isn't there? We're back into the port for Rome, where we'll disembark, and we will, after all that excitement, we'll fly you home to Sydney for a good old rest. You'll have had a rest on the cruise, but you'll be exciting.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean, because you know that you are taking in some sights and sounds on this as well. It's a real kind of culture vulture trip, this one, isn't it? But you know, don't necessarily be bogged down by the fact that these are historical sites and you're going just for the history. As Joe just pointed out there, with Athens, for instance, there's very old, but there's also the Athens of today as well. What a trip and a half. It'll leave you wanting more, this one as well, with your Royal Caribbean adventure. Our package then includes the flight from Sydney to Rome, 3 nights in a hotel there, and then your Quantum Ultra cruise on Odyssey of the Seas with Royal Caribbean around the Greek Isles, Italy and Turkey, ending in the port for Rome. We transfer you then back to the airport for your flight back to Sydney. No way. No way. Check this out. Look, everyone look at this. Now that is a big adventure, and that is a big family adventure. Can be for absolutely everyone, whether you're 2, 12, 22, 92. Everyone has a great time with Royal Caribbean. Wow, what can I say? This is a treat and a half, and I would get it booked up as quickly as you possibly can. Here's upgrades as well on board the ship, because you have the most incredible choice of different cabins while you're on board with Royal Caribbean. I mean, I tell you what, your inside will be spectacular, but if you want to go up to an ocean view or a balcony so you can see out to sea on this lovely cruise, then all the details are there for you as well. You've got a deposit price on the screen if you want to get that down right now. Remember, this is the back end of this year actually, isn't it? So not long to wait at all for this Mediterranean adventure. It'll be very, very interesting because you'll be meeting people from around the world. Royal Caribbean, an American cruise line, of course. So you'll be there'll be people flying over from the States for this cruise. People all across Europe will be taking this cruise as well. So it'll be a good chance to meet lots of new people as well. I think you'll love it. Honestly, once you do one of these Royal Caribbean cruises, you will then understand why every time they bring out a new ship, it's the biggest ship in the world.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's got more on it. It's just so full of... Royal Caribbean were the first when it comes to kind of family fun and innovation. I think, you know, their nose is so far ahead of everyone else. I mean, yeah, they're already planning the next chapter.
They really did launch and start a lot of the entertainment concepts that we see on modern ships today, and that's pretty incredible. Like, you know, it is a full entertainment complex. Things that you, when you think about it, yeah, maybe you could do back home, but you'd have to drive from A to B to C to D to like do all of those adventures, like the indoor skydiving, like the rock climbing wall, and then you'd have to drive somewhere else to go to a nice restaurant. You have everything right there, right? You've got your stateroom downstairs from you. There's the entertainment complex. There's amazing theatre with incredible shows. There's several theatres actually. There's the 270 Lounge as well, which has its own incredible shows, and a great restaurant. I mean, it's all right there. It's all right there for you. That's why we love cruising so much. And the destinations come to you.
Yeah, and you can all do things together as a family. And if you've got different interests in your party, one can go that way, one can go that way and do completely different things. You can do sit down and stop. You can do skydiving and surfing and all of that. Anyway, listen, we've run out of time again. Thanks for your company. We're here daily, every day on Gecko, 10 in the morning, 1 and 4 in the afternoon. So make sure you come back and catch another CruiseAway show with myself and Joe very, very soon. Take care.
Catch you later.